Hey y'all.
Hey.
So we butchered our pig recently.
Yes.
And you saw where we got our scalder, and we
didn't talk much about it during the actual process. We were pretty focused on the task at hand, and it was the first time we'd ever done it like by ourselves. We had our friend Alan Lee came in and helped us, which was very, very good because he has a lot of skill when it comes to things like that, and homesteading and farming and things. But he came and helped. So we were pretty much just talking amongst ourselves and
we
working.
didn't really do a how-to video, but we got footage of the actual scalding and scraping.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to explain
to
you how we did it, so that, and then we'll show you the footage. That way you can kind of get an idea of what how we did it.
Right. So the first thing, I got up before the sun came up and lit the fire under the scalder. You can see the scalder. We've got it sitting on cinder blocks with some. There's some big steel rails that go down that it's actually sitting on. I leveled those, and that way everything was sitting level. And on one end, I put a piece of stovepipe to create a chimney, so it would draw to keep most of the smoke off of us. Now, I mean, it's not a perfect setup, and
but it helps a lot.
But it makes a big difference. It keeps a lot of the smoke off of you while you're trying to work. And on the other end was the where I lit the fire. And you want to try to, if you can, set that up in the direction you get most of the wind. Like here, most of our wind comes out of the southwest, so I kind of positioned it where the wind would blow into where I lit the fire and out the flue. And but I lit it and
filled the water. Filled the water.
Yeah, I filled the water the day before, but I lit it, and basically we let it heat. Probably it took about 3 hours or so to come up to temperature. When the temperature hit 155 degrees, we went ahead and dispatched the pig. And by the time we got out there with her and put her in there, the temperature was just right. You want between 155 and 160. And the temperature doesn't climb super quick, at least not with the fire I had under it. So we went ahead and dispatched the pig, put her in there, and just kept working her around in the water, just kind of sloshing her around, and have a stick to push her down in there and stuff to keep her submerged and the water circulating around her. You don't want the pig to lay on the bottom of your scalder. It'll cook that side that lays on the bottom. Our scalder has a rack in it, so it keeps them up off the bottom. The pigs have a tendency to float anyway, but I just keep working her around, and ever so often you want to pull hairs. Just let her float to the surface and reach and pull some hairs.
It's kind of like when you scald poultry. When you turkeys, you heat them until the feathers easily pull out. Same thing with the pig. You wait until
the hair easily pulls. And then once we got her to the air, probably, what was she, maybe 5 minutes or so in the scalder, probably?
Maybe 10, I don't know. It wasn't a long time.
5
to 10. It wasn't.
Yeah, and Alan Lee was saying a slow scald, which is what we did, was better than a fast scald. Yeah. I'm not sure, I didn't ask why, but I didn't question him because he knows what he's doing. So we did, he may comment on this video. Actually, Alan, why don't you comment on this and tell us why a slow scald is better than a fast scald?
If I had this to do over again, we would have done a more of an interview type, video with him.
Yes.
And discussed it more in depth. And we may do that. We might go over to his house and pick his brain on some things and do an interview video. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but
yeah.
We're talking to you, Mr. Alan Lee. Anyway, so we got the hair loose.
And we rolled her out of the scalding tub. Was awesome. Jack and I were able to grab the handles on the rack and roll the hog out onto the table, and then we just started scraping with our scrapers.
Hey, what's wrong?
Hope's cranky.
Imagine that.
We scraped and scraped and scraped some more, and then there's spots that were really tough. We took a towel and laid over those spots, and then I took a bucket and poured the water, the hot water, out of the scalding trough over that and let it set for a minute, and the towel kind of helped hold the moisture and the heat there, and then they scraped a lot easier. Now, after we finished all the scraping, we took our knives that were razor sharp and shaved what little bit of hair that didn't scrape off. So
once she was completely scraped, then at that point you went and
then we hung her up
and gutted her and all that.
Yeah.
And then because of the temperature here in Virginia is much colder, we were able to hang her. How long did we hang her?
We
One
just
night
let
or
her
2
hang
nights?
for one night.
I can't remember. One night she was able to
She
hang.
could have hung for longer, but one night was worked out for our timeline with what we needed to do.
And then we processed her the rest of the way. We made 92 pounds, did you tell me?
Yep,
Of
72
sausage.
pounds of breakfast sausage and 20 pounds of Italian sausage.
We have our own recipes
We
for
had,
that.
we cured all of the side meat, the jowls, and
Some fat back.
some fat back,
And the ham.
and one ham. And then we got
The
our
ham
chops.
is still curing.
You know, the ham is still curing. We got chops out of her, our tenderloins, and I'm probably forgetting something, but we got a lot of meat. What did she hang at? 263 pounds?
I think it was 263
Yeah, I think-
pounds after she
I think
was
hanging
That
weight
was after
without-
she was gutted and without her head.
Yeah, without the head
She
or
was-
spine, I think she
yeah.
was 263.
She was probably about a 400-pound pig. She was big.
She was a big
pig.
Yeah, she was just great.
Yeah.
A lot of meat.
Lot of
And
meat.
since
Fatty.
then, we have butchered our lineback steer, sirloin. The reason we did that is he was 18 months old and very small. We're not sure if he was just genetically.
Actually, he was 22 months old because he was born in February.
Oh, well, so
he
he's.
was 2 in
Oh
February.
yeah, he's 22 months old. So he just wasn't growing. He grew to this size and quit growing, and it would have been no good for us to try to feed him through the winter, and it would have been a waste,
Yeah.
really.
We think genetically he just.
Yeah, his genetics weren't
he was
good.
just dwarfed or something.
Yeah. So just for an example, we hung him after we butchered him. We hung him, and with the guts, what did he weigh, Jack?
367.
368.
No, was
368.
it 316 or?
No, no,
It was 368, I think.
Oh.
Huh?
I said I thought it was 328.
Yeah, it was 328.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, 328. Yeah, 328 pounds with guts
So he
and
wasn't
hide
very
and
big.
head, everything. 328 pounds. So we should get about 150 pounds of ground beef out of him. We gutted him. We're going to skin him today. He's been hanging for. We might skin him today or tomorrow.
A week and a couple days.
Yeah, he's been hanging. Yesterday would have been a week.
Yeah.
So
No.
8 days. So tomorrow will be 9. We're not sure if it'll happen today or tomorrow.
We'll
but
just make all. Pretty much, we're planning
Yeah.
to make all.
I'm gonna see if I can get some ribeyes.
Yeah, hamburger
But
maybe.
they may be this big
Yeah.
around. They may look like little
So,
bitty fillets.
But this will be good. It'll get us through the winter, and then you and Jack got 2 deer.
Yep, we got.
2 bucks. So we ground a lot of that.
Yep.
We have deer meat.
We ground it and put pork fat in with it that we got from the pig,
Yeah.
and
All
it
pork.
tastes just like burger. Jenna's not big on venison.
I don't love venison. I try. I just don't. I've never been a fan. I try.
Yeah, she tries.
try.
Which is an improvement, but she
I want to like it. I really
can't tell
do,
the
but
difference
I don't-
between the beef.
the beef burger
and the
yeah.
deer burger.
Now the tenderloin.
Yeah,
tastes
she
good,
doesn't
but
like
I don't.
it.
I just don't like.
I think it's
venison.
delicious.
That's
But the
great.
deer burger is awesome. So we got, I don't remember.
It works out
about
because we're
50 pounds
cooking
or
so
so.
much food to feed our whole family, anyways, that we can cook deer meat for some of whoever
Everybody
likes deer
who's
meat,
deer meat,
and then
we-
whoever doesn't will just cook beef, and
Yep.
it works out.
It's
It's
all
not that big of a deal. We can just do it. So when you're cooking in multiple pounds rather than 1 pound, it's not a big deal to switch it up like that.
Yep.
So as far as I guess, we've got ground beef going in the freezer. We've got lots of pork, and we've got the deer meat. Oh, and then we went to Rural King, and they had they had meat birds, and Derek's like, "Oh, we should get some meat birds," and I was like, "No, we're not
They-
going to buy meat birds."
They
in
were already
December."
reduced to 50 cents a piece.
So I'm like, "No, babe." But of course, the salesman's right there, and I'm like, "No, we don't need to buy meat birds in December. You know, we got a lot going on already." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "I'll sell the rest to you for a quarter a piece." Derek said, "Sold," and I was like. But no, really, it was only ended up being 16 of them.
Yeah,
so,
we
and
got
they're
$4 for 16 meat
chickens,
birds,
yeah.
and we haven't lost.
And they were already a month
They were at least
old.
a month
Yeah,
old.
they're big.
I mean, they're like this big.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
another
I mean,
4 weeks.
we can't
they'll
really
be ready to
pasture
eat.
raise them at the moment, but they're in this. They're still cleaner than what we can buy. At
Yeah,
the
they're
grocery
getting
store.
soy-free,
They're in-
non-GMO feed.
Yeah.
So
So they're in a stall and they're doing great. I mean,
yeah, we haven't lost any.
So that'll be in a few more weeks we'll butcher them and have some chicken.
Absolutely.
It'll be the first time we finally have beef, pork, and chicken
All at one
freezer
time.
at one time. We always say we're going to, and it always ends up where we have like one item at a time, and then we get sick of that item by the time the next rolls around. So,
Right.
but yeah, so we'll add the footage of the pig scalding and scraping so y'all
To
can see
this.
to this video here, so y'all can see how that's done. And if you're interested in how we make our sausage, there's I'll put links down in the description. We made a couple of videos of sausage.
Everybody's liked it. We use just everything from scratch, no premix. It's and so you can buy organic.
And the Italian
ingredients.
sausage recipe, I forgot to. Well, we had written it down. I forgot to put it in the description of the Italian sausage video, and then I lost the recipe, but we remade it. So I have to go ahead and add that to the description. I
Yeah.
forgot about that, but it's
funny.
been a CJ. Anyway, but, all right. Well, we hope that you enjoy this and kind of getting to see how the scalding is done.
Yeah. It's very rewarding.
It
It's a lot of
is.
work, but it's very rewarding.
It is, and it's you can't get meat, clean, non-GMO,
And-
soy-free meat any cheaper than.
And we found out my
raising
little
belly.
bitty made out of scrap
Gambrel.
gambrel won't hold
It just
a big old pig, a
No.
300 or 400 pound hog.
it crumpled like a
Yeah.
piece of tin.
It did fine with all of the other pigs we've raised.
They
and
were
it
about
did
200
great for
pounds.
deer. Yeah, this pig when I don't know, were you videoing when I pulled?
Uh-uh.
Okay, you missed
No.
it. Well, that's a shame. I pulled her off of the table with the tractor, and as soon as the head slid off the table, the gambrel just went from this
I
to.
don't-
Mr.
I don't-
Allen
It's
has a
just-
picture.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know if I have it on video. If I do, we'll have to add that in here. But I
Yeah.
don't think I was videoing.
Can you add a picture to the video?
Yeah, I can put
Okay,
a picture. It
yeah.
was pretty funny. So
Yeah, it was-
we'll show you. It was, yeah.
We had to get a new gambrel. So,
All right. Well.
That's that.
Yeah, that's it. We hope you enjoy.